Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, here we are.
Welcome to another episode. We hope this finds you well with Rob and Chuck. Rob, are you there, buddy?
Yes, sir. How we doing?
Excellent. We have a very, very, very special guest with us today.
The most special.
Sir James Arthur Clayton.
The third.
Happy to be here.
It is Arthur, right?
It is Arthur.
Yeah.
It is Arthur. We're just closing
It sounds like he sounds like a really distinguished, actor, James Arthur Clayton III, starring in Moonlit City.
It's kind of a big deal, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I run with it. I use it in business a lot.
So, anyways, for all of you listeners who don't know Jimmy, he is one of our very best friends from childhood.
One of my oldest friends.
Yes, we've been thick as thieves for a long time.
These roots run deep.
The roots
way deep.
Though we don't see each other very often, it's always very natural and loving to come back together.
Oh, of course. Great times. Great times. Last time I saw Chuck was at Cody in Cambria.
Oh.
That was just like a couple weeks ago.
It was. That was a couple weeks ago.
It was a good time.
They're my absolute favorite live band to see.
Yeah, Claudio absolutely fucking shreds each and every time. Yeah, it's always a good show.
I always want to watch his hands when he plays, but I end up just staring at the fro the whole time. I fucking love that dude's hair.
I just think of Palomalo every time I see him.
Dude, the hair was amazing. Like, there was storms blowing in, and his hair was just fucking everywhere.
Dude, it was some epic shit.
It was pretty epic. Good time.
But I feel like you have to look like that dude in order to pull off that type of nerdy rock.
Oh, for sure.
Like the lyrical content, everything is about like a comic, and Charlie's way balls deep into that shit. And you have to look cool or something like that. Oh, you really are half shaft out?
Half shaft in.
Oh, half shaft in. Okay, well, better in than out, I always say.
So tonight we're going to cover a couple things. We're a little behind the ball on this because we don't ever do our show like we planned. But me and Jim want to talk about Game of Thrones final season a little bit.
Just want to touch on it a little bit.
We want to touch some things.
I'll be quietly listening.
So we want to touch on that. And then we're going to talk about jobs, which is an idea I stole directly from the McDawson podcast, and they said, go ahead, do whatever the fuck you want, basically.
Well, then that's technically it's not stealing at all, though. We have an attorney with us currently, James Arthur Clayton, Esquire. Is that technically stealing if we were given permission?
No, I don't think that's stealing at all. I think we're in the legal code here.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We have consultants.
I guess we did forget to mention that Jimmy is a lawyer, so we will be consulting with him throughout the show today to make sure we keep it all legal beagle, you know?
But since we just mentioned McSauce, let's do all of our plugs right now, real quick. Check out McSauce, check out our Fireside Chat, check out Case in Point, check out...
Thoughts from the top of a Ferris wheel?
Yeah. And More Than You Can Chew. What are we missing here, Rob? And check out The Working Stiff. Those guys are really good at what they do. That's the guy I met at work.
I feel like we're still missing one.
All right, well, if we missed you...
4 a.m. knows all my secrets. Boom. There's that one. Almost forgot that one.
All right. You're all plugged. Thank you. You're welcome.
So where do you want to start?
Do you want to dive into Game of Thrones? Rob's never watched a single episode.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it briefly because we don't want to pour the shit out of Rob.
I'm already bored.
Doesn't like Game of
Thrones. So, like Jimmy mentioned earlier, we were at the Cody concert, and somehow Game of Thrones came up, and I got super excited, and we started quizzing each other.
I'm kind of a super fan.
So
Just a little trivia, or not a little.
I consider myself a final season supporter. While a lot of people didn't like a lot of it, I thought for the most part it was pretty fucking good.
See, and that's where I would disagree. Pretty
Ooh.
Because I mean they built this up piece by piece, season by season.
Season by season.
They did. I mean, once you get sucked into this shit, you get really sucked in. So, you get to the final season, you got a lot of expectation. And they got two bozos, the directors, who half-assed.
These two fucks.
Yeah, a couple fucking jagoffs. And one of they were working on some other stupid-ass project, Star Wars or some shit?
They got hired for a new Star Wars.
Yeah, those nerds can suck a fucking dick.
Oh, easy. Take it easy, guy.
Yeah, they're on a new Star Wars project.
That's what I mean. So, you know what? You're on the biggest show on television, probably up until this point. And you're going to just kind of skim through the last season, wrap shit up because if you want to work on another project, I'm sorry. That's just, The Sopranos ending was fucking better than this.
Oh,
I said it.
Wow, that's a bold statement. That's because I was identifying with you 100% there because I was glued to The Sopranos the entire time. And when I watched that, the final season was fine. It was the final scene, the final episode was just like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, hell yes.
So, here's how I thought we should do this, Timmy. Let's go through the main characters. Let's go through the Stark children. All right. Let's go through the Lannisters
and Targaryens. Why don't we just go through all the families?
Yeah, we'll go through the houses. We'll see where each character landed.
We'll dig in a little bit,
and we'll go through each one.
Okay. You want to start with the Starks?
Let's start with the Starks.
Okay. Jon Snow ends up back at the Wall. Why the fuck do we need a wall if we don't give a shit about the White Walkers anymore, and we're cool with the Wildlings? Why are we manning a non-existent? That doesn't even exist anymore.
Well,
it's gone. Were they going to rebuild it? And for what purpose? You killed the Night King.
Well, they talked about this in the show. They said maybe.
No, they did. Of course, they skimmed right over this because it makes no sense.
Maybe I heard it somewhere else. But the Night Watch people, they're fucking criminals.
Okay.
They need somewhere to go.
So what? You're gonna make the wall, quote unquote, that area.
It's Australia.
Essentially, it's a penal colony, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I still don't really buy it.
I had two major problems with the last couple episodes. One was Jon Snow going back to the Wall. I thought that was fucking stupid.
Why would he not end up on the throne? I mean, of all people, he is the true heir to the throne. We know this.
Okay, the throne doesn't exist anymore, though.
It doesn't, but do you really think they broke the wheel by putting fucking weird Bran on there? No. They did. He's just creepy. He's going to rule for 60 years, and then his creepy ass is going to die.
He's the three-eyed raven.
He's not going to have any kids. He's like Lieutenant Dan. He ain't going to leg.
That's good. He's not going to have any kids. Then
when
he dies,
then it goes to the strongest. That's how this shit dies.
It's going to be an election.
When Alexander the Great died, okay, and what 300?
No, he's gonna get real history on us, Rob. I can't keep up with that.
What happened?
You're arguing with a lawyer right now, and I just want you to know that this is way more entertaining than
straight A
the
student.
White House.
They asked him, who should rule, and he said, the strongest. And that's exactly what happened. There became bitter rivalry. Everything got fractured. How many people died? That's what happened.
How many people died? I don't know.
Thousands, if not millions. The point is, it was stupid.
All right, so Jon Snow got sent up to the Wall. He abandoned the Wall, though, and he went to live with the Wildlings. What do you think about that? He felt good with the Wildlings, so he went up north.
I could see that. Okay.
So he was kind of like, well, fuck this. I'm just gonna keep on going.
He's gonna find his
So I did think it was stupid they sent him to the Wall, but when I saw him go with the Wildlings, I was like, All right, that's all right. He's gonna go
semi-redeeming, but not satisfying enough.
Gotcha. I think we can agree on that one.
Agreed.
All right.
Agree.
All right, we're moving on to Sansa Stark, Rob.
Sansa Stark is the redhead, in case you don't know. I'm sure you've seen her face.
Nope.
She's everywhere.
She's in the new X-Men movie.
She's
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, she's the
new Jean Grey.
Oh, okay.
I like how her character ended, actually. I kind of see her ruling the North and it being an independent kingdom, which kind of begs the question, though, if that's going to be an independent kingdom, why isn't Dorne, Highgarden, everybody else?
Why don't they just all do what they want?
Well, that's my point. Why even have
a chain, 6 of them? Yeah, I thought that was okay. Sansa decided. So, Rob, in Westeros, there's historically, there's 7 kingdoms.
Okay.
Winterfell is one of those kingdoms, which is where the Starks rule, quote unquote, the North. It's the North. It's the snowy land.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, Bran Stark, who is
he's like a weird little Professor X kind of guy.
Yeah, he's in a wheelchair,
Okay.
and he has some crazy psychic abilities.
He can see the
For
past.
lack of a better
He
word.
can see the future. He can see
He
everything.
can't see the future.
I'm pretty sure he could.
He can't. I guarantee you, he cannot see the future.
Pretty sure he said he could see the future.
No, he can't see the. He can only see the past.
Kid, I will separate you two.
In the last episode, he even says it. They were like, he said he knew that he had to be here or some shit.
He said, "Do you really think I would have come down here if I wasn't going to be the king?"
That's my point. He fucking knew. He can see the future. He can see everything.
No, he can only see the past.
Dude, how?
The Three-Eyed Raven is the keeper of the history of Westeros. He can see
the history and future.
He can only see the history. Okay, he can only see the past.
Okay, we're gonna agree to disagree at this point.
You don't have to do that. We have technology. James, grab your cell phone. Prove this. I need to know.
Shut up right now. Whatever.
Anyway, we weren't on Bran yet. Anyway, we're still on Sansa. So Bran was.
Keep the ball rolling.
For some reason, Bran was picked to be
the king.
The king,
and nobody knows why because John was fucking pissed.
And I thought it was funny because Sansa was like, Sansa's his big sister, okay? And she was sitting next to him when he was picked to be the next king. And she was like, "Yeah, Bran, I think you're going to do a good job and everything, but the North, we're just going to be our own kingdom." So,
yeah,
okay.
she basically said, "Fuck off, you're not going to roll over me. I'm not bending the knee."
So I think we both feel good about Sansa ruling the North. She'll be a good ruler up there, queen in the North.
That I'm okay with. Let's move on to Bran.
All right, let's talk about Bran.
Bran ends up on the throne. That was one of the big controversies because he was fucking useless the entire goddamn show. What did he do? He foresaw shit. He didn't even really tell him. Samwell Tarly was more valuable than him by a factor of 10.
So Bran, Rob, Bran in the first season,
little retarded Professor X boy.
Was it the first episode? Yeah, it was the end of the first episode, right?
Yeah, he gets crippled because he gets thrown out of a tower because he catches a brother and sister.
He sees some incest.
Jesus Christ! Straight out the gate, they're doing incest.
Oh yeah, it gets hard.
Oh, incest is part of the main story arc.
part of the course.
You gotta keep the bloodlines pure.
Yeah, come on now. It's like some real West Virginia shit.
They're like some fucking McCoyles.
So anyway, Bran's a little boy. I think he's maybe 10 years old when the show starts. He likes to climb trees and he likes to climb up the towers. He just likes to, do little kid shit. So he's climbing up the one tower, and he sees Jaime Lannister and Cersei Lannister, fucking each other. And
gross.
Jaime sees him through the window, and he's like, "Oh, well, this kid's off. I'm gonna push him out." He was hoping to kill him. but he didn't. He was just crippled. And then Brand just hangs out. He stays in bed for a while. Then he gets drug around by Hodor and the wildling chick.
Hodor.
Hodor. The three-eyed raven thing, really, like,
that's what I mean.
I didn't even understand the whole point of it, honestly.
That's what I mean, because George R. Martin definitely went a different route with that. He should have had a different role as a three-eyed raven. He should have went back into the fucking tree or some shit.
Yeah, so he goes up north. He goes up far north, past the wall, and he finds this tree, and there's those little magical creatures.
They're called children of the forest.
And the three-eyed raven is in this tree. I'm just trying to figure out right now, like, what the point of the three-eyed raven is and what the relationship is between the three-eyed raven and the Night King.
They never got into it.
Like, what happens if the Night King kills the three-eyed raven? What happens? Is that bad?
They mentioned that the Night King wanted to kill the three-eyed raven because it was, like, quote-unquote, the keeper of history. And it would destroy all of, mankind's achievements and all that shit.
Okay.
It's like going into the Louvre and burning everything to the ground. That makes sense.
Interesting.
That's my take on it, at least. So basically, the bottom line is Brandon's fucking useless. They drag him all over the goddamn place for 8 goddamn seasons. And then they decide to put him on the throne. It's fucking
crazy. They literally drag him around in, like, a wheelbarrow.
I can't help, because I've never seen the show, I can't help but see that in the worst images in my head right now, and they're just making me feel like a bad human, because a part of me is like, oh man, that's kind of sad.
Well, if you saw the guy that was dragging him around, you'd feel even worse about yourself, because I can only imagine the things you would say. Hodor.
Well, you made him kind of sound like Quasimodo for a second, so, like,
it's not
you had a special needs kid and, like, a Quasimodo-looking kid with a wheelbarrow. That's some wild-ass shit right there.
No, the kid's not. The kid's, like, just some, like, skinny, nerd-looking kid. He's not really a nerd, but, like,
nerd-looking kid.
I don't know. He looks like he could be, like, a
Hanson
with brown hair. A Hanson with brown hair.
He's a Hanson misfit. He's the one that didn't make it.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. So, I gotta take a tangent here for a minute. Right. Me and Rob were talking the other day. You mentioned Hanson. He said that Chris Midas used to have a crush on Hanson because he thought they were girls.
I feel like
Rob,
feel like you were
better than I did.
Listen, so your memory is, pretty faulty, especially whenever you're a person like me who's had a bunch of concussions. So there's a very good chance that I could be remembering this wrong. But a young man from our childhood, when we were probably in, maybe 4th grade?
Yeah.
5th grade?
Yeah.
Some shit like that. It was when the smash hit Bop came out. And, those kids were pretty ambiguously gendered. Like when they came out the gate, they were a little prepubescent and whatnot. And I remember, tell that dog to shut the fuck up right now.
Hang on, Rob.
Damn. Hey, tell that pit bull to calm down.
Everybody all right?
I was just checking. Hey, is that a Great Dane?
No, it's a little punk ass Min Pin.
Oh shit! Those motherfuckers think they're like 150-pound dog.
Who does, dude? She thinks she's a total hard ass.
But so the Hanson thing. So our I feel like we were at your house, Jimmy, because your house was like the spot.
It was the spot.
When we were kids. And we were watching the Umbop video on like TRL or some shit, because this was mid-90s, I would assume.
Yeah, that sounds like the start of TRL.
And I remember Mbop was number one, and Midas said, I shouldn't probably said his name, Chris Midas. I remember him, and like I said, this is potentially not real, but I remember it this way. I remember him saying one of them was hot, and we all dogged him because it was a dude.
I definitely recall something like that happening. I will verify that.
Okay, thank you. I'll take that.
I don't remember the exact details. I don't even remember if it was Midas, but I will say that I remember somebody thinking that answer.
It might have been me for all I know.
Could have been Chuck. Hell, it could have even been me or Rob. We're not pointing fingers.
Very well. It could. I'm just saying, you know.
They were some pretty boys. What are you gonna do?
They were hot dudes. What are we gonna say?
Hey man, the guitar player had some great hair on him, and the one looks like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead for sure.
Straight up.
All right, Arya Stark.
Oh Christ, we're still doing this? I mean, continue.
We'll wrap it up quick. All right, Arya Stark.
How do you feel about her killing the Night King?
Stupid?
She's everybody's
Did
favorite.
Did you say the Nightman?
The Night King. He's.
Ah, damn it! I was hoping that was the Nightman, like on It's Always Sunny.
He's like the King Zombie.
Right on, King Zombie. Yes, dragons. Continue.
King Zombie, all right. Arya Stark kills King Zombie.
And it was really dumb. It's like she's like a 15.
You didn't get killed. You didn't get killed when that happened.
I mean, I was pumped. I'm not gonna lie, because I wanted him to die. But I figured that again, it would be like John or Danny or something.
Or Stevie, or even Mike. You know, possibly even Mike.
Possibly even Mike.
Could have been Mike. I thought Arya killing the Night King was fucking awesome. A lot of people said she should have done some other stuff with some of the faceless man stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
But here's my theory on that. After she went back
Break it down for us.
Said Waldo spray his own children, she was done. She didn't want to be a faceless man.
Well, why even use it then? If she was done, she would have been done as soon as she told.
She got her revenge, and then she
did get all of her revenge.
And then she went back. You're right. Then she went back to Winterfell, and she saw Sansa and her family, and she was like, "This is where I want to be. I don't want to be a faceless man. I want to be Arya Stark."
I don't buy it. She was still out to try to kill Cersei.
She was until the Hound talked her out of it.
Yeah, but she still wasn't carrying around any goddamn faces.
No,
she should have been.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think she learned about some valuable skills from the no-face god.
Yeah, the skill of I can turn into fucking whoever I want after I kill them and take their face.
But I don't think that's the life she ended up wanting.
I don't know. I mean, she was kind of fucking brutal. Even through season 8, she was a badass.
She's definitely a badass. I'm not taking her badassery away. I'm just saying she was done with that.
All right.
And I thought her killing the Night King was awesome. And I thought the Hound talking her out of her certain death was good.
I thought that was
their relationship, the Hound and Arya, was, I think, the best in the show. When they were together, it was a lot of fun to watch. Good chemistry.
Let's talk to the Lannisters, since we were talking about them.
All right, let's talk about the Lannisters.
The Lannisters are a bunch of they're all blonde.
Wait, time out. 5 families? Is it 5 families? 7 families? How many fucking...
There's a lot.
What are we...
There's 4 main families in the story. One of the families is completely dead, though, so we don't have to worry about the Baratheons.
I'm sure everybody who's ever watched this show is digging the shit out of this. I'm over here contemplating suicide. But the good thing is here's where the good part is, though, is like 8 bajillion people watch this show. I'm like the singular, like, one of the few people that I would love to watch it, but now I feel like it's too far gone.
Yeah. That's how I feel about Breaking Bad. Yeah, I know.
It's what's it, 8 seasons? It's like fucking 80 hours or something. That's probably well.
Yeah, exactly. 80 hours better spent doing something else.
I don't know. I just started watching this show last September. Jenny and I binge watched the fuck out of it for about a month and a half. It was so good.
I've heard that's what happens with this show.
That happened to me.
Like we literally couldn't stop. We were watching 2 episodes a night for a month and a half straight, and then we were like, oh, we're done. Now we have to wait for the final season. Like those first couple seasons are fantastic.
It's unreal.
And as usual, like you can't please everybody when a show ends because, especially a show like that, there's so much that can happen. There's so many different directions. There's so many characters that can do so many different things.
I got into it probably season 3 or 4. I was actually in Northern Ireland when I got into it. I was studying abroad in law school, and I was staying in kind of like a dorm kind of thing. And at night, late at night, I didn't have anything to do. I wasn't going to the bars or anything that much. And
not that much.
Yeah, here and there, I mean, it's kind of like a vacation. But I had nothing else to do, and that's actually where they filmed Game of Thrones, in Northern Ireland. So we actually visited a couple of sites where they shot shit. So I saw the actual Iron Islands and shit like that.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was real badass. Everybody was talking about it, so I was like, fuck it, let me check it out. So I downloaded the first season, and that was that.
Real quick, since you brought up the Iron Islands, Theon Greyjoy fucking redeemed himself completely.
He did. I knew he was going to. I just didn't know how.
So Theon Greyjoy hung out with the Starks because he was kind of
he was
kidnapped. He was kidnapped, for lack of a better phrase. I forget what they call it in the show, but after a certain war, they took him. But I mean, they took care of him like he was one of their own. But then eventually he kind of turned into a little shithead. He went back to the Iron Islands, and then he came back to Winterfell and did some horrible shit.
Killed a bunch of people.
And then he himself got captured by
Ramsay Bolton.
Oh my God! Got his dick cut off.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty intense shit.
It was intense. But anyway, he came back in the end. He defended Bran Stark to the death. So I think he redeemed himself completely in the end there. I thought that was a good character arc all the way through.
I'll give you that one. He did redeem himself, and I did expect that.
Lannister. But we're almost done, Rob.
Yeah, well, we are.
Okay.
Stupid how they died. We waited all that time, and then they're just hugging each other while the fucking castle collapsed.
This is the brother and sister that have been fucking for their whole lives.
Right.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
And the sister is the absolute worst person you could ever imagine.
Fucking
To the fucking cutter.
So terrible person. She actually held the Iron Throne for a hot minute there in the couple final seasons. Oh my God, she was the worst. She deserved the worst possible fucking torturous death.
And she really did. She had a quick one.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So in the second or third to last episode, Daenerys Targaryen was attacking. It's breaking my heart talking about it. Anyway, she was burning the fucking Red Keep down with her dragon.
Which is the capital city.
So basically, the capital started collapsing, and Cersei got hit in the head with a brick. That's how she died.
So dumb. When really she should have had death by 1,000 cuts or something.
So many cuts.
Right. Something horrible.
One cut per sword that made up the Iron Throne.
Would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Jesus. So you guys were a fan then.
Jaime was such an awesome character when he got away from all the other Lannisters and he was hanging out with Brienne of Tarth
and all them. Yeah.
He was really on his way to redeeming himself in so many ways.
He was.
And then he went back to that fucking sister pussy. and they died together, and it was so
like embracing each other.
That's my other big problem with the final season. The way Cersei died and Jon Snow being sent to the wall.
The thing that was stupid to me is they made her a bigger villain than the Night King. They were building, Rob, you gotta understand, they were building up the Night King as this like unstoppable force for 8 seasons. And he was supposed to be the guy to beat. And
I think they did it backwards. Like killing the Night King should have been the fucking end of the show.
Right.
Like that should have been it. Like kill the Night King in the second to last episode.
Last episode.
Yeah, it's like any video game. It's the final boss.
Right.
Yeah.
They fucked up the final boss. They put like the second to last final boss.
So, last. Final season, Rob, was 6 episodes. They killed the Night King in the 3rd episode. The last 3 episodes were not as good. Basically, that's when it came down to who was gonna sit on the Iron Throne. So that leaves us with my heart and my soul,
Danny,
the mother of dragons, the breaker of chains, Daenerys Targaryen, Rob.
Well.
She's absolutely gorgeous, first of all.
Correct.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with why Charlie liked her, I'm sure. She was just a really strong leader.
I mean,
it didn't hurt.
It didn't hurt, but like, no.
It was more than that.
All right, now that we're talking about it, I'm starting to get pissed off. So, Rob, we followed this girl from the first season.
Imagine following her from, like, the Middle East to, like, England.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's basically what happened.
So, she believed herself to be the rightful heir of the throne because of her family name. They were the ones who built the throne and everything and developed Westeros when it first started. So, for the first
1,000 years.
For the first 7 seasons, everybody supported her. She's like, yeah, we want her to be.
She was supposed to be the good queen. She was very altruistic. She looked out for the people. She was the people's choice.
Right. She was like people's champion.
Right.
But then she flipped script.
Real quick. I think that's the problem too. It happened so fast. Like there was no build up. It was just like
boom, this is it. We're going full psycho. To put things into reference, though, her father was nicknamed the Mad King because he kind of had a mental illness and tried to kill like everybody in the city.
Apparently, it runs in the family.
Yeah, it runs in this family.
They say. A Targaryen, Rob, it's a flip of the coin. You got a 50-50 shot, crazy or not.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She got the wrong side of the coin.
Yeah, she got fucking hit.
Anyway, she broke my heart. So after they killed the Night King, they went down to the Red Keep to try to get rid of Cersei because she's a fucking cunt. And then basically she took her dragon and burned the entire city down, women and children and all.
Everything.
It was like an hour straight of her just burning the city with her dragon.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
So the bottom line is she does all this horrible shit. She ends up on the throne temporarily.
Very temporarily.
She actually just touched the throne. I don't even think she sat in it. And Jon Snow.
Someone whacked her ass?
Jon Snow ends up whacking her. And yeah, that was the end of her fucking story. But when really she could have just taken over, been a benevolent queen, but no, she had to fucking screw it all up and be a psycho.
I thought that whole scene was cool though when Jon killed her. He was like, yeah, you're my queen, you'll always be my queen.
Yeah.
That's the sword going in, that's what that sound effect is.
That sound is the
and then when
thrust
the
of the
dragon
sword.
comes up and melts the fucking throne, goosebumps. For sure. That scene was awesome.
It was a good scene. I just didn't like the storyline. That's all. And I could say that about the whole thing. Really, I even liked this scene of her burning everything down. I thought it was like amazing shot.
Yeah. It looked so good.
Again, I just didn't like the story. That's all. All right, let's wrap it up. Do you want to talk about jobs now?
Tyrion Lannister.
One last thing. We're going to talk about Tyrion Lannister.
The Imp.
The Imp. He was basically
Peter Dinklage, Rob.
Peter Dinklage, midget.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Little person. Whatever's the PC term is.
Yeah, little person.
How do you feel about him just getting a clean slate, being the new Hand of the King?
I think it was hilarious that they just released him after he.
I think it's stupid that they let fucking Grey Worm have all. I mean, I know there's a whole army of Unsullied, like
They're kind of badass.
they're super badass.
They're like the Unsullied are basically Navy SEALs with dead dicks.
And there's a whole army of them.
There's a fucking army of them.
Dickless Navy SEALs. That's insane.
Yeah.
So anyway, Tyrion Lannister, he was a very likable character for the most part. You know, he was humorous and he had all the good lines.
He was a good person. He wasn't like
he always tried to do what he thought was right.
Right.
Fucked up a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a mensch. He's a real mensch.
That's right.
So in the end, he was named Hand of the King to try to get a fresh start, which I thought was pretty cool. So the Hand of the King is like the king's right hand man, trying to.
Like the vice president.
Kind of like does all the work.
Consigliere, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. We'll wrap it up now. No more Game of Thrones. We're going to talk about jobs.
Let's get it cracking. Rob, what was your first job?
My first real job was I think technically it was the working at the school as a janitor. I think that might have been my first job. That first summer we did, Chuck.
That was your first? That was my second.
I think it may have.
What was your first?
It was either Giant Eagle as like a stock boy or there. I can't remember which one it was.
Okay. My first job was at Michael A's as a dishwasher. That's a little.
Oh
Italian
yeah, I remember you doing that.
Italian restaurant. I only worked there for I don't know. It was probably only 3 months.
Why'd you quit? It just sucked?
Well, I got the janitor job in the summer with Rob. That's actually how me and Rob rekindled
the old friendship.
That's right. We
rekindled our flames.
I like it.
Yeah. My first job was at Michael A's washing dishes. And it was funny because I was listening to the McSauce podcast, and they were talking about Ian's first job was at some Chinese restaurant, and he was talking about how he learned about sports betting from there, which was funny because I learned about sports betting at Michael A's from all these Italian talks. My first bet was on a horse race, and I won $11, and it's just one of the best days of my life.
That's awesome.
I wish I could say something cool about my first job. As far as I can remember, I think it was working at Giant Eagle, and the coolest thing I ever saw happen there was one time.
Which one was it?
This guy was smoking a cigarette out in front, and it was like one of those Lucky Strike cigarettes, and the fucking dude had a trach, and when you take a drag off a cigarette, it would come out of his fucking neck.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
And then he, made, dude. I mean, I guess at that point, no, he smoked it through his mouth, but he exhaled it through his fucking neck. And here was the worst part. This dude came in one other time, and I was, stocking fucking eggs, and the guy went and, cleared his throat, and black sputum came out of his fucking neck. It was so gross.
God.
So, yeah. Your memories of Michael A's are a lot better than my first. But I guess technically my first job was working for my dad and my uncle doing tile work.
Yeah,
Because I started doing that when I was like fucking 12. They're like, oh, cool. See, you're off. It's Saturday, and you can carry this bucket. Come on, kid.
And we don't have to pay you like real money. Come on.
Yeah, we're gonna buy you lunch and shut the fuck up.
You
I
can
won't
have
punch you
Subway.
in the neck.
All right, Subway. Sweet.
I said a fucking 6-inch. I didn't say a 12-inch. You greedy bastard. No, I'm just kidding. My dad was cool. It's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Jimmy, what was yours?
My first job was Fridays Perennials.
Oh shit! Yeah, I remember that. The green, that teal green T-shirt.
Yep. Yeah. It was Friday then. It's up 9:10.
Oh, okay.
It was like a nursery for fucking
I
players.
remember going with Chuck Roka to pick you up from work, like to steal you from work.
Maybe. I didn't last there very long. I ended up. It was actually kind of a cool job. I got to drive around on a fucking golf cart. Just watered fucking flowers and shit, man. It's like some hippie shit. It's pretty cool.
Real chill.
It was kind of chill. I mean, the worst thing I had to do was carry like 50-pound bags of fucking manure, but you know, other than that, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
That's
pretty cool.
Actually quit because I got super hungover, or I got super hammered one night off like vodka, puked my fucking guts out, and just did not want to go to work the next day. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna stop going.
Did that just go in there?
I think it did.
Or did I bring it?
No. I think I. Yeah.
Sorry, a fly went into our whiskey bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I wanted to drink it, and Jimmy was like, no, there's a fly in there.
Yeah. I just thought, like,
get the coffee filter.
Yeah.
I think we're all right.
It's nice to be an adult, and it's nice to be an adult and not have to worry about things like that. You're like, no, we'll spill the rest of that thing out. I'm gonna burn up. I'll go buy another one.
Yeah, exactly.
So I saw so much shit at Michael A's. Like there was always so much drama because they were like full-blooded Italians.
Oh, really?
Like
Keep it a bossy.
The mother and father, they were the proprietors of the joint, and they had 3 sons who were probably in their 40s at the time. They were all cooks, and like
named Rocco, Dino, and Antonio.
They would just motherfuck each other all the time. Like, and this one day, the one brother ripped the gold chain off the other brother's neck.
Oh,
you don't
like
want
stuffing your Timbs.
Next thing I know, the other brother's holding a knife up to the other guy. And I'm like 15 years old at the time. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like,
looking him in the face, saying like, "What makes you think I won't cut you?"
No, it was terrifying. Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
And there was one other fun story from there. There was a waitress who, I guess she got caught drinking on the job.
Nice.
From the bar. So they fired her, naturally. But she didn't go quietly. She started flipping tables and screaming and yelling, and it was pretty entertaining.
That'll happen from time to time, especially at restaurants. I worked at Eaton Park. I saw some shit.
Yeah, restaurants can be entertaining, for sure.
I got into a fist fight in a restaurant at Eaton Park, actually. This is kind of a funny story.
Come on, bring it on.
Okay. I was actually dating a girl at the time, and her ex-boyfriend didn't like that too much. And I guess he found out because I worked with her at Eaton Park. And she was from Penn Hills. So here comes fucking Thug Life, this, white-ass kid with a fucking wife beater on with a cheesy mustache. You know it.
Yeah, the Penn Hills mustache?
Oh,
Perfect,
you know.
yes. Perfect.
You can put this individual together.
You know Penn Hills mustache is on Urban Dictionary, right?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that a couple years ago.
That's amazing.
He probably had like a Fox Racing hoodie somewhere in his car for sure.
Oh, no, not Fox Racing. Yeah, right, dude. That's like dirt bikers, dude. This is like, he's rocking, I don't know, some kind of fucking ghetto gear.
Echo.
Probably Echo. Yeah, my man's
Nietzsche.
rocking Echo. So he comes into the restaurant to fight me. And he comes back to my dish area where I'm working. and he pushes me, and I just fucking snapped. And
we've all seen you snap.
Yep.
Double leg the son of a bitch. He goes down, and I just fucking just started beating the shit out of him. And then finally, I think my manager broke it up, and him and his boys wanted to keep fighting me. And no, that didn't happen. I think I called like Big E and a couple other people, and they laughed, and I laughed. Yeah, it was going to be some Sharks versus Jets kind of shit. But no, wasn't too big. But yeah, that was
not that time. Dodged a fucking bullet on that one.
Yeah.
You would have caught that prison shank in the neck.
No, my only violence on the job ever wasn't even my fault. It was self-defense for all you listeners out there.
Yeah. By the way, for the record.
Self-defense.
No crime is committed.
You're out of the statute of limitations. That was like a long fucking time ago.
Oh yeah, way out of the statute for that one.
That was the only word I remember from the last season of CSI I watched. For Law and Order.
Okay.
Everything has a statute of limitations except for murder.
Erroneous on all accounts.
Maybe that's what you should go back to school for. Is you can become the next lawyer of Texas.
There's one here, dude. You got to see these. You got to see these commercials here. I mean, I like living in the South. It's pretty cool. I miss back home like crazy, but and I love Texas. But the commercials are ridiculous. You got like the Law Hammer. Like, have you been hit by a Mack truck? Call the Texas Hammer. And this dude's like, I guess he's like some kind of like injury lawyer or some shit like that. But he's the Texas Hammer. And it's like, you know. Go ahead.
In law school, we actually watched those videos, dude. We were fucking laughing our ass off. I don't know. We were watching them because we were talking about the roles of advertising. You know, lawyers have certain roles about advertising, and those are some of the videos that they showed. They have another one. There's a guy in, like, I think New Orleans, and this motherfucker's off the chain too. But yeah, they're all talking about like the Law Hammer and all that shit. It's fucking wild.
Yeah. Yeah, all I know is they got nothing.
I've actually heard that can work.
I would believe it. I would trust those two guys.
I have heard good things about them. I haven't really heard too many bad things about anybody, really. I don't know anybody that has like a horrible reputation.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
What about Edgar Snyder? He's a good dude. You and Edgar Snyder play the back nine?
I know somebody that works for him, actually.
I used to work at his house when I worked for the pool company.
Well, the girl I know that works for him is fucking wicked smart. And, so, yeah.
She's wicked smart.
Yeah, straight up. Probably top 10, 15 in the class.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
So, one of the best jobs, a job that we all held at one point, Tom and Eddie's Pizza Shop.
Did you work there, Rob?
Oh, yeah.
Rob worked there.
It was just part-time for a bunch of months.
That's fun.
He worked like daylight with, remember the Karen?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I worked like one or two night shifts a weekend or evening shifts a weekend, then I'd work like Friday mornings with Karen.
But it kind of sucked at the same time because she couldn't really do shit, so you would have to do
No, you did everything. Yeah. She's a nice lady, though. Karen's good. Karen was a good egg.
Yeah, no doubt. No, I'm for it.
Dude, I still remember cutting that, like, to make, like, the steak sandwiches, that disgusting fucking beef.
It was like steak. It was like steak.
Yeah.
It was like, when you defrost it and pull it out of that plastic, and I'd just be like, oh, I used to eat fucking steak.
Oh, yeah,
I'll never.
And then you gotta slice it all into chunks.
Yeah, I remember that.
Greasy mess.
I love meat, man, but that fucking, I will never get that image out of my face. That shit was just nasty. Just like a dirty sponge.
That was not from the good part of the cow.
The only thing I
that was all ass and lips for sure.
Yeah, a lot of asshole in that.
A lot of asshole in that. For sure.
Yeah, just all asshole and hoof.
The only thing I miss from Tom and Eddie is the Okie Wedgie. I think
Okie Wedgie was the shit.
Okie Wedgie.
Yeah. It was like a pre-made pasta, a pre-made pizza shell made into a wedgie, and I don't know why, if it was the sauce or what, but it was fucking really good.
It was.
It's probably like just
eat on a hoagie bun with a wedgie. When I went wedgie, I would usually go with
I go 50-50.
Or I like turkey bacon wedgies.
Cool.
Oh yeah, those were good.
Do they have those there?
They have them at Fox's.
Yeah.
Fox's. Okay.
Yeah, they had the turkey bacon ranch one. Was delightful.
But I worked Tom and Eddie's for.
You worked there for a long
time.
Yeah, you were there.
And we met some of our best friends from our adulthood there. Bill
for sure. Artie and I mean, I really didn't know John Kuhn in school, so I didn't know him.
All those other people that we hang out with.
Is there anybody?
Yeah, the whole Seaback thing would have never happened.
Right.
Is there anybody that you didn't like to work there?
Ooh, great question.
Ooh. Pretty much like everybody. I'm easy.
I don't think
that's not true. I have so much hate in my heart, but I just don't let it out. That's not.
I think Tom and Eddie's was awesome because they're no longer in business. Well, the bakery's still in business, but the pizza shop is now defunct. Because they let teenagers run it.
Because the GM.
Oh yeah, which was probably not the best idea. Which we won't incriminate ourselves.
Yeah,
James,
we're not going to incriminate right now. But
let's just say management wasn't the part.
We might have helped.
Inventory may have been a problem.
Yeah, I don't think.
Listen, you had a bunch of chubby bastards working there making pizzas. Some pizzas are going to walk away. God damn it.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I gained all my weight. Working in pizza shop.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I worked there part-time, and I would leave about 10 pounds lighter or heavier just drinking Mountain Dew the whole time.
Oh, my God. I have a funny story about Mountain Dew there.
I can't drink it anymore. I get, instant fucking heartburn.
No, I'm the same way. It, makes me sick to, even look at.
Yeah.
One time, something happened with the fountain machine, and the Mountain Dew wouldn't turn off.
Oh, Christ.
So there was a constant stream of Mountain Dew, and we were filling up buckets with it. And we were like, oh, fuck, we should just drink it. So I got this, I don't know, it's probably a 2-gallon bucket that we used to, put vegetables or something in, and we filled it up with Mountain Dew. And somebody was like, Chuck, I dare you to drink all of that. And I was like, okay, no problem. I've never looked at Mountain Dew the same since. Yeah, not a good night. Do you remember when we used to do the crushed red pepper challenge?
Yeah.
So there was these
huff in the damn bottle.
1 gallon containers of crushed red pepper.
Okay.
So the challenge was.
This is how much fucking way too much time on our hands and how little work we did. But there was challenges. WWF wrestling and shit.
Shake up the crushed red peppers, and then we would open the lid and inhale.
Oh my God!
If you want to feel
you have to make sure you shook the shit out of it too, because you don't be a pussy. You don't bitch out. You shake that.
Yeah, no, you take that into your lungs.
It's like straight up bear mace.
Yeah, and it was.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I've never felt a burn like that since.
It takes your breath away, and not like the I can't fucking breathe. I don't want to fucking breathe, because if I do breathe, it feels like flames are coming out of my lungs. That shit was that was a good time. That was a good time.
I got a couple crazy stories. Remember when I was delivering in 2004. You remember when we got that horrific flood where Millville and
Lower Verona was underwater?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It came like the horse to Jed's porch.
Yeah, and it was from the hurricanes, and we had to stop delivering to basically everywhere. And I remember the managers were pissed at me because I couldn't get the deliveries, and I'm like, dude, you fucking retard! Everything's flooded. I don't know what to tell you. This is a freak storm.
Bitch, I'm in a Ford Escort. What the fuck you want me to do?
Dude, what do you want me to do with my goddamn Mercury Mystique? This thing's about to blow up.
Oh, yeah, with the hole in the bumper.
Which it did on the job at Tom and Eddie's. Another thing that happened, my freaking tranny blew up.
Nice.
And when you're like 19...
I remember that, actually.
Oh, that was terrible. I ended up...
That's the end of that. You ended up buying that lowrider fucking pickup truck.
I did, up James Donaghy.
Yep, the little S10.
And it, like, that thing, like, died on me at one point. And it just turned off as I was going down the hill from CCAC. And the steering wheel walked up. Dude, I was headed straight to a telephone pole. Dude, it was crazy. It's one of the scariest I've ever been. I finally got it back on. But, yeah, that was a rough day.
I had a well, let's just, well, I guess since we've been friends forever, we can just continue with. But what was your first what was your first car, Jimmy?
My first car?
Yeah.
It was that Mercury Mystique. My grandma kind of bought it for me when I lived down in Florida. And
whenever you came back and I was just sitting in my living room and we didn't like fucking really have like, I guess we probably had cell phones at the time. I guess you just didn't have my number. You just showed up at my front door.
I think I did. Yeah, I don't even know.
You definitely did. I remember because it was you and your brother, and you were like, "What's up, dude? Hey,
back.
Florida." Yeah.
Funny. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so you had that Mercury.
I was down in Florida for about less than a year. I would say 10, 11 months, like right under a year. And it was a good time. I lived with my aunt who just passed away. That's who I got Chloe from. But yeah, it's better to be back in Pittsburgh, you know.
Yeah. I like living down here, but I hope to God we move back as soon as possible. It's just not Pittsburgh.
We hope you do too.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we can really have some awesome podcasts.
Awesome podcast. Awesome, wicked awesome. Charlie, you always had freaking, like, wagons. You had, like, an awful lot of wagons and, like, hatchbacks and stuff.
I've only had 2 station wagons.
Only?
Okay.
And
Jimmy, how many station wagons have you owned?
Okay, I see your point.
So you were prepared to have 5 kids even long before you had 5 kids. You were like, this seems familiar. I like this.
Yeah, dude, I was fucking ready. Backwards facing.
I'm going to be a breeder.
Yeah, my first car was a Buick Century station wagon that I got from my dad. He sold it to me for $300.
As you should have.
Steal, dude.
That car was fucking awesome. I've had so many cars, I couldn't even list them all, honestly.
When did you guys get your driver's license?
I got it right away.
16?
Yeah.
What about you, Dole?
Yeah. What about you, Dole? 25?
I was 20. Because I had to lie because I still had a couple seizures and I wasn't allowed to get the license. So what I did. So check this out. This was probably a really bad idea. But so I had all those concussions and I had all those issues from them and shit. And so
Is this a good idea?
And so hey, listen, dude, this worked. I didn't go to my PCP. I went to another doctor, paid out of pocket, got a physical, and got them to sign the paperwork, and I went and got my license.
That's on them, then.
That's right. That's your fucking problem. They went, you had any head injuries? And I was like, no.
Good to go.
They didn't get your history?
No. Dude, we're talking, what's that, like 2004? 2005, something like that?
Yeah, they're pretty much fucking useless.
Yeah, they're still doing paper charting and shit back then. So that didn't happen like that. No, I just went and they were like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And I went and got my fucking license. And I remember the old lady that got me my license in Penn Hills Plaza or whatever the fuck that place was. The old lady, I drove myself there. And she was like, where's the person with you? And I was like, it's just me. And she was this creepy old lady with drawn-on eyebrows. She didn't look at shit. The bitch just looked at her clipboard the whole time. She was like, "That was fine. That was good. Okay, cool." I'm like, "Good," because I did fucking terrible, and I'm really glad you weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
I didn't even remotely come close to parallel parking correctly. I'm pretty sure I knocked the fucking can over. She was like, "Good enough, pull out."
Oh, I got a funny story about parallel parking.
And not too many funny stories about pulling out. Continue.
Anyway. Now you just push it in. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Morning of
Things
my,
happen later down the road, but we worry about them then.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge 9 months from now. The morning of my driver's license exam, my dad took me out to teach me how to parallel park for the first time. I had not tried it. I had not tried it until that morning.
Nice.
So I think we were on 5th Street, right up by where Greg's Aunt Wendy lives.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was another good place to hang. That could be a whole episode.
That he would not put on the internet.
Of course not. Thanks for hosting us, Greg. Greg's one of our only loyal listeners.
That's true.
Ask Greg about the Pikachu pillow. Anyway. So my dad was teaching me how to parallel park right there on 5th Street. And, I was doing all right. And then I went to, I don't know if I was pulling out or pulling in. But I bumped a car that was parked there. And my dad was like,
Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was like, oh no. And my dad was like, just go. Just go. Go.
Just fucking put it in drive. Put it in drive.
Get out of here. It's fine.
This is how that goes out. But Dad, shouldn't we stop and exchange information?
Go.
That's pretty funny. I actually took my driver's test in Florida, and you didn't have to parallel park.
Oh, really?
You just have to drive backwards for, I think, like 100 or 500 feet, something like that. And that was it.
That's easy.
Yeah. You had to pull in park, but it was like, who the fuck can't pull in park?
Have you seen parking lots lately?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Some people fucking really fail at that shit.
It's still like way easier than parallel parking, in my opinion.
I don't know how we got on this car talk, but have you guys ever been fired from a job?
Tom and Eddie's.
You were fired from Tom and Eddie?
Only job I was ever fired from.
Did Chris fire you?
He did. And no, Chris didn't have the fucking balls.
Of course not.
So he had, which was even more fucked up, he had Greg do it.
No shit, Greg fired you.
Huh?
Wow.
You know how fucked up that is?
What was their reasoning?
For context, Greg's like another link of the best friends fucking square we got going on here.
Oh yeah, no, I love Greg, no problem there, and that was the fucked up thing. It's like me and Greg were good friends. Like, why would you have him do that? Why wouldn't you just fucking do it yourself, you fucking pussy?
Yeah.
Instead of being such a little bitch about it. Yeah. Anyway, who cares? But
you're not at all still affected by that, clearly.
Not at all, no. Because I didn't give a shit at the time. I wanted to get fired because they kept scheduling me. They kept scheduling me for 4:00, and I kept telling them that I worked at Justifax until 5. Like, you have to schedule me.
Oh shit,
at
Justifax, motherfucker.
Right. So at the time I was working 2 jobs, and they kept scheduling me at 4, and I would show up at 5:30, and then they start calling me at 4:15, 4:30. Like, where are you? I'm like, what don't you people understand? I work a full-time job.
Yeah, I'm working the schedule. If you can't accommodate that, that's fine. Just let me go.
Right.
If you can't accommodate that, then we're good to go.
So the reason they fired me, this was kind of on me, but it's kind of on them at the same time. So they scheduled me on St. Patrick's Day, okay?
And this motherfucker is Scots-Irish as fuck.
Yeah. If you look it up in the dictionary, it's this guy.
So
the epitome.
So I requested off, and they didn't give it to me. So I said, Fuck you.
Was this actual St. Patrick's Day
This
or parade day?
This is parade.
Okay. This was parade.
For context, this is parade day. The parade day means you go downtown and you start drinking at like 9 a.m.
Absolutely.
Until you fucking.
I've been there a few times with you.
Yeah, Chuck too. I have a picture of me kissing Chuck on the cheek. Actually, if you kind of Google my name, it'll come up. So.
Really? Where is that picture from?
Market Square.
Well, obviously.
That's awesome.
What year would that have been?
I mean, 2006, 2007.
Wow, that's probably the last time I went down there.
Yeah, probably. I was wearing a fucking.
The last time I went there, I was with you and like your sister and Aunt Call.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Was that
every year?
Was that on like MySpace or something?
Yes, it was on MySpace,
Oh
and that's
God.
why it's still on like Google. If you Google it, we'll look it up later.
Okay. That's amazing.
It's on the Googles. All this tells me is you've really searched through your fucking name on Google. And
Yeah.
I would be sitting here calling you a liar if I say I hadn't done that. I've done it to myself, but it's between me and this, that sounds bad, between me and this senator from Illinois, Robert Gold.
There you go.
Oh.
There you go.
Excellent.
He's super conservative, though, so we don't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff.
Rob, I know you've had to have been fired from somewhere because you've had so many jobs.
Well, the fuck that thing is.
Wait, Jimmy.
Let me finish up the story. It takes me like a minute. So I go to the parade, get crushed, okay? They schedule me at 3 o'clock. I show up like a good employee.
At 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. Piss drunk. I got beads on. Like, I'm ready to party. I'm a fucking absolute lush. I guess I get ratted out, but I'm not gonna name her. You could probably put it together.
Yeah, I know.
And she was by somebody who was frequently drinking on the job. On the job. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So this person narked me out, and then I get a phone call.
Like drinking through Pepsi cups and straws?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So this motherfucker had the balls to rat me out. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you fucking piece of shit. Whatever. So yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So yeah. So I got shit canned. That was the one and only time I ever got fired. What about, did you ever get fired?
Rob, we'll go to you.
Rob.
I have been, but only once. I was working at. No, I'm actually a really good employee. I just get bored with jobs and quit them. I mean, not as a grown-up.
That's on St. Patrick's Day.
Just aside from the holy day. I have standards, goddammit. No,
potatoes, man.
His whole fucking family almost died from the loss of a root. Let's celebrate. I'm just kidding. I'm Irish as shit. The only job I ever got fired from technically was Wab Tech, which is like Westinghouse Air Brake, where a bunch of our friends have worked over the years.
Yeah.
They are a union company, and it's really hard to fire people. And the dude who was, he tried his ass off, but he failed miserably. I don't remember what the dispute was over, but I started arguing verbally with the dude who was the general manager over like our area that I was working in at the time. And I basically told him to fuck off. I don't remember exactly how it worked or what had conspired, but or transpired or whatever. But ultimately he told me to fuck off and told me to leave, so I left. And then maybe like 20 minutes later, I got a union steward called me and was like, "Why'd you leave?" And I said, "He told me to leave." And the guy was like, "Oh, well, go home for the rest of the day. We'll pay you for today, and then you come back for work tomorrow." And so I was rehired after. Yeah, exactly. I was rehired after telling a general manager to go fuck himself.
Oh, nice.
But I'll tell you that I've never been fired. I almost got fired a couple different times at a couple different places, but I'm typically.
Yeah, that's not.
What's that?
So you were only like halfway fired because they gave you your job back.
Yeah, I technically got paid for it. That place was like impossible to get.
Somebody to fuck themselves off. Did I say that right?
Yeah. That place was impossible to get fired from. You could miss like something crazy, like every 90 days you could miss 1,900 and some odd minutes worth of work before you would even get a verbal written warning. And then after you get that verbal written warning, in order to go to the next step, which is a written warning, it takes a whole nother 1,900 and some odd minutes.
That's
So
awesome.
you can like miss the fuck out of work constantly. It's like fucking 5 steps or some shit. I used to call in all the fucking time and never, ever, ever got fired. When me and TL first started dating, I'd worked like 2 days a week. I just kept calling in.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me at Penn State New Ken. Like, that's when me and Jetty first started hooking up, so I just stopped going to class. I mean, I failed out miserably. We all know that. But
That's okay. It worked out better in the long run.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do some things for love.
That's right.
Technically,
Fuck, I moved across the country.
I have one job that I was fired from.
I know this.
That was the Oaks Movie Theater. I worked there for a good while. It was I enjoyed it. It was a nice little job. I was pretty good at it. But the manager fucking sucked. He's no longer there. He was terrible. He was really bad at scheduling, and like he hired too many people. I was kind of more like laid off, but like.
Can you please not come in?
Yeah, and it was stupid because like I came to work on time and I was a good employee. I was a great employee. The customers liked me. I would hold doors open for people, and I was, it was fun. I liked working there because you could go watch movies whenever you wanted.
Dude, I'm sorry. I gotta. Whenever you're done, I apologize.
Oh, thank you.
I just now realized my very first job was at a movie theater.
You're the worst.
I'm the worst? Man, that's fucking extreme.
It's extreme, but...
No, you can fuck yourself.
So he called me up to the office, and he was like, he was a little fucking tool bag. And he was like, we just don't have enough hours, so we gotta let you go. This is gonna be your last shift. I was like, fuck.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck you. I didn't actually say that.
Straight up gave you the fucking axe.
But on my way out, do you remember Matt Neeson?
Yeah.
Vaguely, yeah.
He was a year ahead of us in high school. Super nice kid though. He worked there too. And he was working that same shift with me. And I was like, hey, Matt, like, I just got fired. I'm going to take a bunch of candy and stuff.
Dude, I was taking it.
I took stuff. He was like, yeah, all right. We're good.
Of course.
I'm sure we're past the statute of limitations on the thievery and the accomplice there.
I actually remember specifically you stealing those chocolate, like the triangular chocolate bars, Tiburoni or whatever the hell they're called. Yeah.
That's fancy.
Those are one of my favorites.
What was your least favorite job?
I got a good answer for that.
What were you gonna say before, Rob? The first job was at a movie theater?
Yeah, it was at Waterworks Theater with Greg. I just
now
remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that was my first official job. I got hired by Subway, but I realized I did not want to see a future in being a sandwich artist, so I decided to be a dude who ripped tickets.
I could not imagine the pressure of being a sandwich artist.
Oh God!
Like, it's one thing to get food ordered and you make it in the kitchen where people aren't staring at you.
Well, they're staring at you and they're like, "Come on, man!" And they're like, "How about I shoot you, bitch?"
But it's Subway, right. You watch the entire process, and they're right in front of you. And it's not like I don't never like fucked with. I fucked with somebody's food once, but I think we're past the statute of limitations. It was just a one-off incident, but like, it's just like the anxiety it brings on if somebody's staring at you while you're making their food. I couldn't.
But the funny thing is most of the young kids that are working there are so fucking stoned. They're hitting the vape pen in the back room every couple minutes.
Good.
They're just tossing that fucking shit. You're like, can I get lettuce? They throw a whole salad on top of that fucking thing for you. They're like, yo, bro, I hooked you up with lettuce.
Yeah, they're cool like that. Chipotle not though. Fuckers.
Fuck you. You leave Chipotle alone, dude. Outside of them evacuating all liquids from my fucking body immediately after I'm done eating it, that shit is delightful.
It is.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing. Okay.
Love it. So what's your least favorite?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it goes in great, comes out like fire. But it's delicious.
Hey, kitty. Do you have a least favorite job, Rob?
Yeah, definitely. I worked at a place called United Bronze in Clayton, right off the Allegheny River, and we made bronze, like, castings and shit. So I would help put together materials in order to make whatever type of bronze they wanted, and you'd get it up to, like, fucking 3,500 or some shit like that degrees in these giant fucking containers, and then this crane brings it across and you dump it out into whatever molds you do, and then you got to cut it up and all this shit. But my job was to help pour and to like cut things out of molds. So all fucking day long, all I did was stand around shit that can kill me, and I'm kind of a klutz. And I actually have like a pretty sensitive like allergy to metal. And I would be using this giant fucking grinder that one time cut my fucking shirt off of me because it had so much fucking torque on it. It literally like splayed open the front of my fucking shirt, almost gutted me, and I just turned around and like walked into the like little area, called this other dude I know that was offering me a job, and I was like, can I come work for you? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I walked upstairs and was like, I fucking quit. I'm out of here. I'll see you later. I just almost gutted myself. But I had a metal allergy, so like my whole body would break out in like this heat rash. It was fucking awful. Like every day I would go into work and be like, God, I hope I don't fucking die today. And then all I can think of is like, dude, what a bitch I am. Like that's what like more than half of Pittsburgh did back in the day, was some crazy shit like that. And I was doing it on a pretty small scale level. It's fucking scary shit. One time the bottom of one of those what the fuck are they called? Those crucibles, the container that holds the liquid metal.
Yeah, I think that's split top.
Fucking the bottom of it blew the fuck out, and you had to run to get away from fucking lava. It was a pretty interesting job.
How big was that crucible? Was it like a big one? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it was like the size of like more than 3/4 of a 55-gallon drum. So, like, it wasn't humongous, but it was still like enough that if you were like the one sitting there holding it whenever it exploded. Yeah, and OSHA, I don't think was in that building for like, I don't know, a decade or two. It was the shadiest fucking job ever, dude. Like, if OSHA would have pulled up, they would have shut that shit the fuck down.
As an employee, you have the right to call OSHA at any point, and you will remain anonymous no matter what. They won't say a word.
I'm pretty sure some people that know some people that kill some people run that place. So Yeah,
I guess there's those things too.
When there's like 2 Escalades parked out, like the owner drives like a blacked out Escalade, and there's like this big giant fat Italian dude and smokes giant cigars the size of like fucking railroad ties. Yeah, I'm not gonna call it.
You know, it's funny, like all these like state departments and federal departments, like. It's crazy how inefficient they are at their job.
Well,
speaking of OSHA, like
there's a lot of them. I mean, there's manpower shortages. Hey.
Yeah.
That's probably a big one.
Yeah, I could see that. We had a I won't say where or when, but we had a Department of Health inspection one day, and you know, a week prior to that, we knew they were coming. It was a scheduled inspection. So we were running around making sure we had to do what we had to do with fire caulking and making sure wires weren't. Yeah, we were making sure things were up to code. So when the DOH came in, that it would all be good. Motherfuckers came in, pretty much just walked around and said, "Okay, you're good to go." They should have been up on ladders lifting ceiling tiles and inspecting our work,
Right.
but there was another contractor in the building that they did first. So when they got to us, it was after lunchtime. Their bellies were full.
A little sleepy.
It was probably a little sleepy. They didn't do a fucking thing.
Dude,
Like,
after lunch, I'm not getting up a ladder. Fuck that.
Yeah. And
Dude.
I was like, I mean, that's
I'm
good because they're not going to
insistent.
write you up for anything, but at the same time,
That's
it's like,
the fucking.
I just did all this work, and you're not going to fucking inspect it and look
You're not
at
even
it?
going to look at it.
Like, fuck you.
So it is, man.
I work like all over DFW, so like each individual little city that makes up DFW has its own little governing body and their little boroughs and shit. Well, not boroughs,
Yeah,
I don't call it shit like that down here, but. Say what now?
I was nothing.
He was laying down
That's
your
a bitch.
No, we don't know what DFW is, Rob, because not everybody talks to you on the phone every day.
Yeah, calm down, fucking East Texas.
I'm North Texas. It's DFW. It's Dallas Fort Worth. It's the metroplex that we live in. The inspectors are like one of two things. Hey, Charlie, one more word, man.
Oh, I whispered
I'm on the next
that.
plane. I'm gonna whoop that ass. You guys need to drink more of that fly whiskey.
Is it really so bad now? It's like
it's a little fruit fly.
they have worms in tequila.
It's sterile. For those who don't know, the fly landed inside their bottle of whiskey, and Charlie should drink it, but he's being a manjana.
Yeah, I'll say some.
Who's dead air?
Yeah, sorry.
No, so the DFW, so the inspectors here are one of two things. They're either like those dudes that'll come out with like the tape measure and fucking get all over the place, or they'll yell at you from the street and like wave you a green tag and tell you, "Oh, you're working for blah blah blah, right? Oh yeah, you're fine. Go ahead." It's like, damn, dude. Like, I had you come here to look at like a gas line, and you're not going to get out and look at it. It's like, all right, fine. This whole place is going to blow up.
So what kind of work do you do currently?
I'm a plumber. I've been a plumber for a number of years now.
Plumbing it up.
Plumbing it up. Yeah,
It was about 6 months ago when I needed a fucking good plumber.
I was in Texas.
All right, good point.
I just told Jimmy that if he needs an electrician, I'll help him out. And
There you go. Beat
He
my
said,
phone.
good. He said, good, I will take you, basically.
That's how it went down.
No, I did just pass my journeyman's test. So
Woo.
if you're listening, you can congratulate me.
Woo! You better that better get you some more likes on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's right.
If people are listening this deep, I don't know how.
Smash that subscribe button.
That's the most annoying thing on YouTube videos.
Annoying.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'll share it.
Dude, so I went and saw a movie the other day, and I had my heart broken.
Which movie?
I went and saw the fucking, what is it, The Dead Won't Stay Dead?
The dead don't die.
The Dead Don't Die? Yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. It was a fucking awful movie. And I'm wondering if it's
that's
like...
really disappointing.
What's it about?
It's a zombie movie.
It's a zombie movie, so that outside of that it doesn't matter. But
okay. Yeah. So it's terrible.
It's not terrible. The visuals and everything are fine. Whatever. I just wanted it to be more like Bill Murray, funny jokes and shit. And Bill Murray was just this like super dry character. Fucking Kylo Ren was a goddamn dry ass character. Whatever his name. What's his name, Charlie? Adam Driver. it just did really fucking bum me out. And it was on my birthday.
Scoville
so
units,
we went. Scoville units? Fuck, dude, like.
We used the Scoville.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going jalapeno at best. Like, no burn. I mean, like, it was my 35th birthday.
You're talking like a pretty pickled, mild jalapeno. You're not talking any fresh shit.
You're talking about one of them fucking Subway yellow peppers.
Banana.
Yeah, dude, it's for sure like a peppercini. It might be a peppercini. Like it's legitimate. Like it was a fucking bummer. I really had high hopes. Fucking love Bill Murray. I feel even like a piece of shit just saying that I don't like one of his movies, but it was fucking bad.
Dude,
it was really fucking bad.
Have you ever seen Lost in Translation?
Yeah.
I wanted to fucking kill myself.
The only redeeming quality of that movie is ScarJo.
That's it. That's literally it. It was the worst movie ever.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
Save your fucking time.
Yeah, it was just a fucking shit. And it was my wife took me out to see that and to like go out to eat and stuff for my birthday. And it was just like, oh, happy birthday, you're 35. Everything that you thought was going to be awesome is terrible. That movie made me feel that way the rest of my life now. But that movie was just horseshit. I wanted it to be like funny. I kind of wanted it to be kind of like, do you remember the part on Zombieland whenever fucking Tallahassee or what's his name? Fucking Woody Harrelson and Emma Stone or Watson, I always get them confused, are in the room with Bill Murray and they're like, you know, reenacting Ghostbusters. I just wanted it to be a continuation of that movie. Sadly.
Absolutely. When he rolls up, he's like, Bill fucking Murray!
Yeah. I know that's not your middle name, but I'm sorry.
Best. Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, that's. I just wanted it to be that or something like that. You know, like or like a Shaun of the Dead, where it's still like a really fun zombie movie. It wasn't. It was just fucking garbage.
Well, aren't they coming
up? But I'm wondering though.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Did you hear that?
I'm wondering if it's what's that now?
Did you hear that they're coming up with a sequel for Zombieland?
No, but that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, at some point.
Yeah, I have heard that. I haven't seen any like definitive details, but I have heard rumor. That would be amazing because Zombieland is almost a perfect movie.
It really is, from top to bottom.
Yeah, damn close. Damn close.
It's like I think we should brand it a zombie. That should be
a zombie.
That should be a genre, a zombie.
Yeah, I like it. It was a great zombie.
We need another genre of like movies that like no matter where you're at or at what point it's on, you can sit down and watch it. I can put several movies in that category.
Sure.
Shawshank Redemption, Forrest Gump. At any point, Forrest Gump
for sure.
Like,
but that's the great thing about Forrest Gump. If it just comes on TV and you just happen to scroll, you're like, oh fuck yeah, Forrest Gump. Doesn't matter what part of the storyline you're in.
Yeah. Same thing. And I'm that way with Braveheart. Now I don't know if I'm just biased, but I get to tell them it's 3 fucking hours long, so you know I'm in.
So, real quick, I wanted to mention our obligatory mention of Chris Carrabba. Chris Carrabba always.
Oh yes.
Okay.
So
Charlie has a little bit more than a man crush on Chris Carrabba, and I'm just a fan of his music. That's what happens.
Chris Carrabba used to get me laid all the time in high school.
Isn't that weird in high school? Like, I remember being a male in high school. It like.
So you were a male in high school?
It was kind of frowned upon at that point, or at least for a little bit, to be a fan of Dashboard Confessional.
It was.
Because
I don't remember that.
Because that was like a girl thing. To be like
a Dashboard fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. A little bit. Depending on who you're talking.
I mean, I remember that very, very slightly, but I love that.
I didn't buy into it.
Dashboard always has. Guy's super talented. Anyways, he just re-recorded 3 of his albums with just him and his guitar. So he re-recorded A Mark, a Mission, A Brand of Scar, Dusk and Summer, and Alter the Ending. And they are so fucking good. Rob, did you listen to any of those links I sent you earlier?
I did not. I was busy all day. I'm a bad bug.
Yeah, of course not.
You knew what the answer was.
Anyways, I shared that with you because to show you, like, it's such a dynamic difference between the one song I sent you on the original recording, which was full band, between him and just him and his guitar, and the re-recording. It's like almost a completely different song. And the reason he did this, Jimmy,
Probably make money.
I've been, well, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Of course there's money involved, but, like, Chris Crab is, like, a super humble dude.
Okay.
He,
Chuck knows him.
I've been watching some interviews and stuff, and he's been doing a lot of live streams. But, like, basically the record companies kind of steered him on a different path away from just him and his guitar. And he wanted to find out in re-recording these, like, what this would sound like if he stayed the course that he started on. And it's like...
What, they didn't want him full band? Or they did want him full band?
They wanted the full sound. They wanted lyrics changed. They wanted tempos faster. Like, they changed, like, so much that, like, the differences in these songs are, like,
amazing.
Really drastic. Not all of them, but quite a few of them. It's like, wow, that's, like, a completely, like, just the feeling you get from it.
Sure.
Like, I don't know about you, but I listen to music all the time, and, like, I get the feel, you know?
So do I.
Oh, for sure.
Just hearing, like, the way he originally intended these songs to be, it's fucking amazing. And I'm back on his bandwagon because his last...
When did it come out?
Just a couple weeks ago.
Sure.
So when we're done here, I'll play you the one version and the re-recorded version. It's crazy.
Hey, you can available on iTunes? Are we plugging iTunes?
Spotify, because we're on Spotify.
You listen to your fucking music. All 3 albums re-recorded. Mark a Mission.
Figure it out, people.
Yeah. Yeah. Go on
Spotify. The internet.
Fucking there. Yeah. No, it's just so good, and, like, he's so talented and so, like, emo about his artwork. I don't know. It's just really, it tugs on the heartstrings real deep for me because that's my dude.
Yeah,
I love his. You haven't brought it up yet, Chuck, but I love his new look. He rocks a beard now and a Davey Havoc haircut.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like early Proudia, like double lock.
Double lock in the front, or
he's got it swooped over to the side. But he's got the side shave. He's got, like, blonde.
It's like an elongated Hitler.
I've never seen his hair long. I've never seen his hair long before, but, like, because he always just did, like, the big flip up in the front, and for the most part, he's always this is so gay.
So he kind of looks like a modern hipster.
Big time. Yeah, he's rocking a full beard and, yeah, funky haircut. I mean, he looks good, but
it bums me out that hipsters. It bums me out that
because he's usually clean shaven, you know. Besides when he had the chops.
So I mean, you know, Scoville units. How hot is he nowadays, Charlie?
I'm giving this shit a Carolina Reaper, man.
Ooh.
For look,
I was putting more like a Scotch bonnet.
Yeah, so if you're a Dashboard fan, if you haven't yet, check that shit out because it's tight.
Shit's tight.
I think we're out of stuff to talk about. So instead of going like we talked about earlier, instead of going, we'll wrap it up now, okay?
I like it. Let's do that. I think this seems appropriate. So, I'm never, ever, ever. What did we learn today? We learned that I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to watch Game of Thrones based upon your guys' description.
We basically just, yeah.
No.
I'm sure.
No.
I'm
Watch the first 7 seasons and save yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what you're gonna want to do. Watch the first 7 seasons, and then get a big notebook and write your own ending for the 8th season.
You're better off.
just stop at the 7th season and go like, I guess I'll never know.
Yeah, or just imagine how you would want it to be. Because when you watch the 8th season, it's not going to be what you want. So, at the beginning of this episode, I deemed myself a final season supporter. I think maybe we've changed my mind.
Oh, do you like that? The Art of Persuasion. Law school, we finally paid off.
Duquesne University's finest.
Thank you, Duquesne.
Thank you, priest.
Yeah, fuck. That'll be the next episode. Next episode, we're going to talk about weird, creepy Catholic priests around the Pittsburgh area.
Oh my God.
Yeah, holy shit. Stay tuned, folks. Because we're going to blow the top off this one. I'm sorry. I'm kind of turning this into like an investigative journalism podcast.
We can do whatever. We don't know what we're doing.
My first target is the Bishop of Pittsburgh.
Rob, we're about to hit our 3rd anniversary of being a podcast. So happy anniversary to us.
Hey, happy anniversary! How many as they say in some podcasts, how many F's do we have now? Because it's really hard to say episodes.
Yeah, so as our F's go, I believe this is episode 15 or 16. I lost track. But, yeah, we're averaging about 5 episodes a year.
At some point in time.
Don't forget, we took a whole year off.
That's true, we did. It was a sabbatical, you know.
Yeah. That was weird.
Well, thanks for inviting me onto your show here, guys.
Well, thanks so much for joining.
Thanks for landing the ship, James.
This was a lot of fun. And we could have Jimmy be a regular for sure, because this was a blast.
I think it's a good idea. This was a great time.
He lives about 2 minutes from and he's one of us from back in the day. Like, when I think about like that time period, from my perspective, the 4 horsemen were Rob Dole, Jimmy Clayton, Chris Midas, and Chuck Wick.
Yeah, me.
I don't know if you guys see it the same way, but that's how I see it.
I agree.
You remember God putting on pads for the first time and hitting my backyard?
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
I certainly do. I fucked you up, Chuck.
I got fucked up a lot. That's why I didn't stick with it.
So we should definitely do this again, but the next time let's all try to remember some funny stories from our childhood. Next time Jimmy comes on, hopefully soon, we'll go over that. I'm sure that'll be pretty fucking entertaining. Yeah. We could talk about the time me and Charlie got in a fight in the middle of the street and I bit his fucking finger off.
We already did that though. We already talked about that.
Oh, okay. I got more. Trust me.
I know. I'm sure we should all tell funny stories about our fathers because we all have interesting ones.
Yeah. We could do that. Sure. Clear your fucking head.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, thanks so much for listening to us, the pieces of shit that we are. Thanks to Jimmy for joining us.
Yay.
Thanks, buddy.
Check out all the podcasts we mentioned earlier. Those are support those who support us because.
Oh, and leave a review on something that has us on it. I've heard that's good stuff.
Yeah. Rate and review on iTunes because that's one of the spots you can find us. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or our website. We hope this finds you well.libsyn.com. Also find us on Twitter and Facebook. And leave us some stuff to talk about.
Perfect. We're done, Charlie. Perfect. You couldn't have done that any better if you tried.
I wasn't trying. I think that's the key.
That's natural.
There it is. You can't teach that. Those are just genetics.
That was organic, exactly.
Organic.
All right, Jeff.
You heard it here. All right.
Peace.
Later.